Hello and welcome to my next team in my LEC Spring or Winter 2023 previews. I'm going to continue to do that, probably going forward because the LEC wants to be different. So this is a new team, Koi. You'll recognize that 4 of the 5 players are from Rogue, so that should explain everything you need to know. Koi Rogue went 25-11 last year, which is what this team is. They would go to Worlds and do well at Worlds, actually being the only Western team to make it out of uh, group stage. 19-17 at the ERL level. Koi went 19-17. Freddie122 is the coach. Freddie has been around for a minute. Is 98-82 as a coach in the LEC. This team, like I said, is 4 out of 5 players from last year. The player that has been swapped out, Otawamne, the top laner, is with Excel, and Sijgenda is now with the team. The average age of this team is 21.6 years old going into this year. Widely considered to be one of the contenders for the region, after they did so well in playoffs in summer and really surprising some people, there is the thought that they could repeat that again. Now, Sisgenda is a very different top laner than Otawamne statistically based on these numbers, and you got to take into account age. Sisgenda is 6 years younger than Odo. Sisgenda put up a 5.3 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 55.4 KP in ERLs last year, so he was rather dominant. To say the very least, he earned a spot on an LEC roster. Koi gave it to him. 597 damage per minute, 25.8 damage share. That is secondary damage numbers. 22.7 gold share, secondary gold numbers. 9 solo kills in 16 games, played 6 champions. GP, Ornn, and Gwen, most notable. So this guy's coming in here, has a champion pool that's a little bit all over the place. GP being a carry, Ornn being a facilitator, and Gwen being more finesse. Sinmovic is the backup, 21 years old, solid to good at the ERL level, 7.6 KDA, 8.3 CS per minute, 57 KP. I mean, those are all very good numbers. Not quite as good as Sisgenda, but good. 645 damage per minute. That is hefty. That's a lot of damage. 25.5 damage share, 22.6 gold share, 8 solo kills in 18 games played, 10 champions. GP being far and away the most played. So the others really, it was like a just champion pool. GP sums it up, which makes sense. That's why his numbers are the way they are. That's why he's got so much damage, because GP is a lot of the stats. In the jungle is Malrang. Malrang, sorry, at 22 years old, a lot of people do not like him. The dog meta fit him well. He did a very good job on the champions that the meta fit. J4 being very notable. 3.5 KDA, 4.5 CS per minute, 75.5 KP. Those are very, very just facilitator numbers, to be generous. Malrung did not look great in summer, in my opinion. Spring, he did very well. Summer, he took a step back. In the playoffs, he excuse me. In the playoffs, he kind of ran the table on the J4, and they succeeded. He's able to play his role, but 4 or 5 CS per minute, I'd consider that pretty malnourished. 286 damage per minute, 13.2 damage share, 16.6 gold share, 2 solo kills, 18 champions, 9 games. Wukong, Vi, Trundle, his 3 most played in summer, but the J4 is definitely something that sticks out to me that drew bans. The Wukong, he should have better numbers playing Wukong as much as he did. Obviously, Vi and Trundle are more dog-oriented. Koldo is the backup, 22 years old, 3.4 KDA, 5.3 CS per minute, 70.1 KP, average ERL jungler, 217 damage per minute, 11.5 damage share, 17.8 gold share, 9 champions, 18 games. Lee Sin and Volibear being the bulk of those games. So no pressure on Malrung to succeed in spring. But I will say, if he puts up another split like he did there, they should be really looking at another jungler for this team. Mid lane, Larson, considered by some to be the second best, LEC mid laner behind Caps. Larson did very, very well in summer, though. That's undeniable. A 6 KDA, 9-1 CS per minute, 73.2 KP, ahead in most of his matchups at Worlds as well. Cannot take his stats away from him. 615 damage per minute, 26.6 damage share, 23.5 gold share, 7 champions, 18 games. Azir, Talia, and Ari. Larson, I think, is heavily underrated by people because he is just like, he's not flashy, no solo kills, but he does his job. He wins his matchups. He gets ahead. He deals damage. He might not be aggressive. He might not be flashy. There's no sexy numbers here with Larson, right? But he's good. And one of the better Western mid laners that there is. Behind him is Baka. At 22 years old, Baka put up above average numbers, I'd say. 3.7 KDA, 8.5 CS per minute, 72.5 KP, not losing his matchups, getting involved. 497 damage per minute, that's very low. 25.4 damage share, 22.7 gold share, 4 solo kills in 18 games, 11 champions, Azir being the bulk. So once again, we're having players on their academy roster that played like 1 or 2 champions a lot, and then it was kind of like, well, we'll play this once. Oh, we played this twice or so, and there's a plethora of champions that are tied in most games played. Bot lane, we have Comp. Comp at 21 years old really stepped it up in summer last year when the team was struggling. Comp and Trimby had really put the team on their back. Even in losses, there were games I remember where Comp had like 41% of the team's damage. Trimby's pulling out all sorts of picks at support, which we'll get into. But Comp, I thought, did very well. Trimby, having a lot to do with that, but Comp is good. At Worlds, he was solid. Some people really had him crazy high in their thoughts, but regardless, 5.5 KDA, 9.4 CS per minute, 75.1 KP, fought around Comp a lot. 3 out of every 4 kills for your AD carry, 3 out of every 4 kills has your AD carry involved. There's clear as day that you're fighting around him in bot side. And in general, really, because you look at this, Malrung, Larson, Comp, and Trimby are all above 70%, so they were playing as a unit. 626 damage per minute, 27.5 damage share, 25 gold share, 1 solo kill in 18 games, 7 champions played. Kalista, Ezreal, Sivir. Comp is good. Lucker is the backup. Lucker is the oldest player on this team, the only one that isn't 22 or 21 years old, actually. At 25 years old, 5.6 KDA, 8.6 CS per minute, 63.6 KP. The chances of them becoming an LEC AD carry are slim. 644 damage per minute, 25 damage share, 22.9 gold share, 7 solo kills, which is nice for an AD carry, 11 champions in 18 games, Misfortune, Kalista, and Zeri. Support, Trimby. I thought Trimby was great last year. I thought his open-mindedness to champion pool was definitely an advantage for Rogue that provided them the power to be able to run through playoffs, in my opinion, and also have some oomph at Worlds. I thought Trimby definitely was making a big difference for this team, beyond on the Rift, but also in draft. And even just mentally in scrims against their opponents. Trimby at 22 years old, 3.3 KDA, 75.6 KP, 2.66 vision score per minute, 2 cleared wards every 4 minutes, 11 champions, 18 games. 2 cleared wards every 5 minutes. 11 champions, 18 games. Renata, Rakan being the bulk. We had 3 games of Taric. We had Soraka. Definitely a wide champion pool. Ciaz is the backup at 22 years old, 4.3 KDA, 73.7 KP, 2.71 vision score per minute, 1 cleared ward every 3 minutes, 8 champions in 18 games, Nautilus, Nami, Leona, so a bit more engage-oriented out of Ciaz, the backup. I really, like I said, outside of the jungle role, I do not believe, unless Zgenda struggles, if Zgenda struggles, this team's going to have to figure something out. That's the question mark, is the top side of the Rift with this team. I went over in my LEC tier list video that everybody has a question mark but Excel. Excel's question mark is, do these puzzle pieces go together? But we know what each piece is, right? We know what they are. And that's an important step, like to know what each player is. With this, Szygenda, big question mark. Malrung, can he return to Spring's form? Because if he plays like he did in summer, they're going to have trouble. Because I think Szygenda is not like Odo. Odo was a rock in the top side. You could put him up there, and you knew he wasn't going to screw it up. We have to see if Szygenda can do that. Otherwise, Larsson's good, Comp's good, Trimby's good. This team's a playoff team either way. But if they're going to be at the level we think that they want to, that a lot of people have them at, Szygenda and Malrung are going to have to perform at a high level. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube member, and thank you for watching.